Here is what happened. The people who were asked to remember a 7-digit number, 63% of them chose the cake. And what about the people who were asked to remember a 2-digit number? They were asking for the cake only 41% of the time, which is 22% less than the 7-digit group. And all of this is suggesting that once we occupied people's minds with numbers, their desire for cake increased and they were more likely to act on their desire. And this was not the end of the experiment. At the end, they also asked the participants what influenced their choice: affect, emotion, or cognition. And what happened is that the people in the high cognitive load indicated that their decisions were more driven by the affective aspect of their brain. They were more influenced by the emotion than by the cold cognition. They knew that fruit was better for them in principle in the long term, but the affect was more powerful. What all this suggests is that when we take our brains and we occupy our brains and our thinking and our memory with something as simple as digits, this occupation of our brain, thinking continuously about something else, does not allow us to choose in the way that maximizes our long-term well-being. It's as if our brains are becoming tired, that these numbers are just occupying too much of our capacity, not leaving enough of that for our long-term decisions. And of course, the connections between this study and how we usually live is painfully clear. In reality, our minds are often occupied by things like shopping lists and things to do and tasks that have been incomplete and all kinds of other things. And you can wonder what happens to our brains when we are so occupied by all kinds of things. And is it the case that this occupation is making it very difficult for us to make the right decisions? And this is the case of cake versus cognition, showing us that as we become more busy, as our minds become more occupied, as we think about all kinds of other things, it is easier for us to succumb to our impulses and harder for us to do the right thing in the long term.